Put the top on and we'll give it a look. Oh wow. What's up, Lazy Dog fam? Hope all y'all are having a wonderful day. It is Sunday, July 23rd here in South Georgia, and on today's video we're going to have a little fun in the watermelon patch here behind me, harvesting, trying, sampling, comparing some of these varieties we grew, and we're going to use this little tool inside this box here to see just how sweet these watermelons are. But before we get after those watermelons, I want to give you a little update on some of our other vining crops, particularly our sweet potatoes and our Seminole pumpkins. So we'll start out with the sweet potatoes, for which we have 3 plantings. These are the ones we planted at the end of May, early June. This is the Orleans variety. We've got 2 rows here. These are looking really, really good. Still a long ways to go on these. Got a few weeds in there we need to pull. But happy with how these are looking so far. We've been getting plenty of rain lately, but we've also got that drip tape underneath there to keep them nice and happy as well. And then over here in the raised bed garden, we have these Puerto Rico sweet potatoes in 2 of the 13 raised beds out here. And these are the ones I was really excited to show you, because this is the quote vineless variety, the one that doesn't produce the long trailing vines like some of the other varieties do. As you can see, we're getting some pest pressure on those. Might need to spray those, but I just wanted to show you how these look once they get nice and robust in a container. So yes, they have spilled over the side of this raised bed. You really can't see the raised bed, but they're not crawling over and trying to crawl into another bed. So we get some nice lush growth here, but we don't have to worry about interfering with anything else we're growing out here. And it just looks absolutely beautiful having all this greenery here, and I can't wait to dig these and see what we've got underneath those plants. And while we're over here in the raised bed garden, I'll show you this other bed where we have that same variety, the Bunch Puerto Rico sweet potato variety. Now this bed here is a little bit wider, so they're not quite spilling over the sides of this one as much as they are that other one yet. Got a bunch of those old cabbage moths flying around. Been working on these collards pretty hard. But these are looking beautiful as well. I imagine by the time these are ready to harvest, they'll be spilling over the sides and you won't be able to see this bed just like you couldn't see that other one. And then lastly, we have the first sweet potatoes we planted, which is about a 15 to 20 foot long row of Georgia Jets. These are looking really good as well. Even starting to see some blooms on these. So these will be the ones we harvest first. Now, unlike Irish taters or a lot of the things we grow in our vegetable garden, sweet potatoes, the plants are not going to really tell you anything as far as when they're ready to harvest. You really got to keep up with your planting date. So a couple days ago, I had to go digging back in the video archives and look at the published date of the video when we planted these Georgia Jets here, because I knew we were probably getting close. So we planted those on May 3rd, which means around the beginning of August, we need to start scratching around, seeing what we've got there. If you leave them in the ground too long, they'll get too big. They'll start looking pretty gnarly. They'll start cracking. So we got to keep up with our planting date, and that's going to tell us when to dig. Usually about 90 to 100 days, maybe a little longer than that after we planted. And while we're over here by those Georgia Jet sweet potatoes, I figured I'd show you and talk a little bit about these Seminole pumpkins here. Now, we've talked a good bit about those giant pumpkins back there and the giant butternut squash that are in this plot, but not these Seminole pumpkins here, which, as you can see, have established quite the jungle. Now, if you've never grown Seminole pumpkins, I would highly recommend giving them a try if you have the space. It's a great eating pumpkin. They store for a long time. They don't get very big, which I'll show you here in a minute, but the plants are very, very vigorous, and it's a pretty good tasting pumpkin. Now, here we only have one 40-foot row. As you can see, they have sprawled and sprawled and sprawled. So that one 40-foot row has probably become about 40 foot wide. So these plants are very, very vigorous. And if you've never grown these before and you don't know what to expect, you'll think, I'm never going to get any pumpkins here. These plants are just growing and growing and growing. I don't see any flowers. That's what makes this variety a little different than other pumpkin varieties. You'll just get this dense jungle of plants and no flowers for quite a while. But then all of a sudden, you'll start to see that fruit production start. And so these fruits at maturity don't get much bigger than a softball, but there's no telling how many we're going to end up harvesting from this one 40-foot row. There's a bunch of them out there. This one here has started to turn a little bit. So let me show you. They start out green like that right there, and then much like a butternut squash, because it is the same species, as they mature they'll start to tan up a little bit like that. That one there is still a ways off from being ready to harvest, and we'll probably wait and just harvest all these at one time. But I can't wait to see how many we actually get. Alright, now for a little watermelon fun. So I got my main watermelon man, Titus, out here. And Titus has been doing something with these watermelons with his little Black Panther claw. Titus, can you tell me what you've been doing?
I was walking from here, and I was like doing this.
You're scratching them to see if they're ready?
Hold it right there, so once you went out here, you could like see, and you could like tell if I wanted it.
Oh, okay, so you're just making them easy to see, so we'll know where they're at. Been using your claw to do that, and then we can come out here and pick them later.
Yeah.
You want to pick a few today?
Yeah.
All right. Now when we harvested some of these a few videos ago, I didn't really know which variety was which out here, but I've since went online, looked at the pictures, so I think I can tell the varieties apart. I also made a mistake with our yellow seedless variety. I called it treasure chest for some reason. That is a yellow watermelon variety, but the yellow seedless we have planted out here as a pollinator is called Sureness. So let me see if I can show you the differences between the three main varieties we have planted here. Okay, so we'll start out with the Tropical Sunshine. Those are the smallest ones out here in this watermelon patch. They got a dark green rind on them, they're round, and they're small, a little smaller than a basketball. Now the Cracker Jack, which is the red seedless, are bigger than the Tropical Sunshine, and they've got a little more oblong shape to them. So I'm pretty sure that's a Cracker Jack red seedless right there. And then our pollinator, the yellow seeded variety called Sureness, has a light green rind on it. That's one of those right there. So we'll go and grab this one right here, which I'm pretty sure is Cracker Jack. And how we tell when they're ready to get is we look at this little tendril right here. We can see that one's nice and crispy, dried up all the way back to the main plant there. So we should be good to go ahead and grab this one. All right, Ty, get it out of there. Can you get it? You might have to take your claw off.
I can probably tear it off.
Just tear it off. Yeah, it'll be all right. Oh, there you go. Can you pick it up? Oh, that's a good one. Don't drop it. Just lay it down real gently on the grass right there, and we'll try it in just a minute. Let's see if we can find a couple more. All right, so now let's see if we can find one of these Tropical Sunshines. This is the one I showed you just a minute ago. Once again, we look at that tendril right there. It looks pretty dry and crispy to me. So we'll go ahead and grab that one. I bet you can get that one pretty easy. There you go. All right. Now I'm trying to find another one of those yellow seeded ones so we can compare all three. I was taking a look at this one. You can see there that tendril not dried up all the way. So we need to leave this one a few more days. But I just found another one here. The tendril's hard to see. It's way down in there in the dark. But it is completely dried up. So we'll go ahead and grab that one. You want me to borrow you, take your claws there? You get it? Yeah, you got it. Be careful. That's a big one. Go lay that one on the grass there too.
I thought to flip it and drop it.
I'm glad you didn't. Alright, so we're about to see here, but I'm pretty sure we've got Cracker Jack red seedless there, Tropical Sunshine yellow seedless there, and Sureness yellow seeded there. Alright, so let's start off with this first one here, which I hope is a red seedless. If not, we might have to go back and find us one. We're gonna have to drop it and pop it. Oh yeah.
I told you it was a yellow one.
It is a yellow one. A mighty good looking yellow one. Should we give it a try?
Yeah.
You want to just grab a piece or you want me to cut you a piece?
Cut me.
Here, you get that piece.
These are good. They are real good.
That one is very sweet. I think that one's better than the one we got a few videos ago. Let them sit out there a little longer.
Geez, that is good.
Geez, that is good.
Usually the normal ones, the normal yellow ones, are not that sweet. But this one is real sweet.
Oh, yeah? You are quite the watermelon connoisseur, aren't you? You know which watermelons are good and which ones aren't, don't you?
Yeah.
Because you eat a lot of watermelon.
Yeah. Once I was yellow, once I was a little bit less older than this.
When you were younger?
Yeah, you used to grow orange watermelon way more.
Yeah, we grew some orange ones one time. All right, that one's pretty good. We gotta go find a red one, okay?
Okay.
Okay, finally went out there, found the red one. Had to pull up the pictures on my phone to make sure I was getting the right one. So this is the red Seedless Cracker Jack. We've had one of these. Me and Titus had one the other day. It's pretty good. You want to try that? Here, just oh.
That is sweet. That is. That one tastes just like that yellow one.
Yeah, I don't know if that one there might be a little sweeter than
Yeah.
that yellow one, Ty. That one right there. That's mighty, mighty fine watermelon. Let's cut this one right here, see what this is. I think this is the yellow seeded right here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see it yellow in there.
This one's yellow?
Yeah, I see it.
You know?
Yeah.
I ain't so sure.
Oh, there's the red.
Our watermelon guessing that ain't real good, Ty.
Yeah.
But that's all right, because they're all good to eat. That one ain't quite as ripe as that other one there. You can tell the difference in the red color. Still ain't bad. All right, let's get some of these inside, and then Daddy's gonna try to measure the sweetness on all these, see what the Brix reading is. All right, so what we have here is called a refractometer, and this gives you Brix readings, which tells you just how sweet something is. So one of our longtime viewers, Josh over in Mississippi, sent me this last year, just now getting around to using it on some watermelons. I think you can find these online. He might have got this one off Amazon. I don't know what particular brand this one is. It just says ATC on it there. I don't know what that means. Pretty sure the A stands for Alabama though, because this is so easy. Somebody from Alabama can use it. But anyways, what we're gonna do here is check these 3 watermelons and see what the Brix reading is. Now before we take our Brix readings here, a little perspective on what number is kind of sweet, what number is really sweet. So I had to look this up online earlier. So evidently a Brix reading of 8 is considered a ripe watermelon. Anything over 9 is considered very, very sweet. And I also found some data from a UGA trial back in 2019 where they looked at the Brix readings from a bunch of different seedless varieties. They found the sweetest one was charismatic at 12.3%. So we'll see what we get from the Cracker Jack and the Tropical Sunshine here. So the way this little unit works right here is you put your liquid sample on that surface right there, shut it down, that little glass piece there, and then you kind of look through this eyepiece here and it tells you the Brix reading. So you're not going to be able to see it, you're just going to have to take my word for it. But you do have to calibrate it before you use it with some distilled water. I did that earlier, so this one's calibrated and ready to go. So we'll start off with our Tropical Sunshine here. I need to get a little juice out of here, so I'm going to kind of just mash me up a little spot in the middle here, see if I can start getting some juices going. I don't need a whole lot to put on that surface. I do need some. There we go. Got some juices down in there now. I'll take my little pipette, grab some of those juices. Maybe get a little bit more there. That should work. And we're going to take our refractometer, put some of those juices on this surface here. Oh, they're running off the side. Put the top on and we'll give it a look. Oh wow, so this one says 11.5, so we were pretty right. Me and Titus said that one was real good and sweet. 11.5, not bad compared to what I saw from that UGA study earlier. So now what I'm going to do, as per proper scientific procedure, I got me a little cup of distilled water here and a clean pipette. Just going to kind of rinse off my surface there. That way it doesn't skew the next sample we put on there. And we'll be ready to check one of these red ones. So we got 2 Cracker Jacks here. One of them was really sweet. One of them tasted like it could have stayed out there a few more days. We're about to use the official test here to see if our taste buds are any good. So we'll start out with this one right here. Already got some nice juice down in there. Get our pipette. Get some juice in it. Take our measurement device here. Put some liquid on that. And whoa, looks like we're just a hair above 12 on that one. And then lastly, we'll check our other Cracker Jack here. Now, me and Titus felt like this one wasn't quite as sweet as that other one. So we're about to see if our taste buds are lying to us or not. Already got some good juice down in this one here. Get some of that out of there. All right, let's take a look. And yeah, we were right. So that's showing just a hair above 11, whereas the other Cracker Jack that we thought tasted better was just a hair above 12. So hopefully that gives you an idea of just how sweet these watermelons are when they're picked at peak ripeness based on those values compared to what I saw in that UGA study. I think these are pretty top notch. Now it's starting to rain again, so that's going to do it for our watermelon chat today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out our affiliate links and coupon codes in the description below. Also go check out our website, lazydogfarm.com. And if you want to grow your own delicious seedless watermelons in your backyard garden, it's really easy. The trickiest part is getting these things to germinate. So you need to check out this video right here. We'll tell you how to get these pesky seeds to germinate, and then you can have your own delicious Cracker Jack watermelons. So check that out, and we'll see you next time right here at Lazy Dog Farm.